Once this storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm's all about. Whether it be a global pandemic, the death of a loved one, or the loss of a job, we are all destined to face some level of adversity during our lives. A situation which at the time feels all-consuming. You wake up thinking about it. It's the last thing you think of as you struggle to fall asleep at night. At the time, it can feel like this is your new permanent state of being, that things will never change. But if life can teach us anything, it's that everything changes, given enough time. The problem is, it can be hard to have perspective in these situations. It's very easy to allow your mind to be filled with thoughts of dread and the worst case scenario. It's far more difficult to be able to see the positive in any given situation, to try and find some good out of the bad that's happening in your life. In many instances, adversity is providing us with tough lessons that we can actually use to improve our life. However, in order to see things this way, we must first accept some hard truths that might be a little bit difficult to stomach at first. Awareness. It is often said that it's not what happens to us that matters, but how we choose to react to it that truly makes the difference in our life. Viktor Frankl was imprisoned at several Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. His wife and family were killed. He went on to write Man's Search for Meaning, one of the 10 most influential books in American literary history. At the time of his death in 1997, the book had sold over 10 million copies and had been translated into 24 different languages. Beyond just coming through terribly difficult times, Viktor actually managed to take his adversity and turn it into the very thing that made him prosper. Frankl said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Oftentimes, this is exactly what adversity requires of you. It's like a brick wall that can't be moved, can't be broken, can't be maneuvered around. It requires you to stop and look inward for the answers. Life is not going to be fair to any of us. We get dealt the cards we are dealt, and it's up to us to decide what we are going to do with them. We have an ability to be self-aware, to look at any given situation and how it affects us, and choose to find the positive in that moment. And you might say, well, okay, my mother died. How do I find the positive in that? And yes, I understand. Not every situation has a direct silver lining attached to it. And certain things, like the death of a loved one, deserve a grieving process, deserve a time of sadness. But life does go on, and it's important that you understand that and that you decide how you're going to move on and get past this. Change can hurt. And being hurt is okay. Just don't let it break you. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. Charles Dickens. It's important to keep things in perspective. The very fact that you're able to watch this video means there's a good chance that you're not in a part of the world that's experiencing nationwide famine, that you're not currently engaged in war or living under a tyrannical government. All of this is simply down to luck, where you were lucky enough to be born. And there are people in the world experiencing far worse than you can ever imagine, who would trade their life for yours in a heartbeat. But this is not to say that your problems are meaningless, or that they don't require your attention or the sympathy of others. But perspective allows us to shift our focus on things, and find a way to start looking for solutions, instead of simply focusing on our problems. Maybe your current situation doesn't have any blessings, but by focusing on gratitude, we can bring our attention to areas of our lives that are receiving blessings, and we can be grateful for what we have right here, right now, in the moment. I've spoken before about the benefits that I've found from things like journaling. The simple act of processing things and getting them out on a page, it often helps me naturally come to a place of gratitude, where I can get out all of the things that are frustrating me and upsetting me, and eventually get round to focusing on how lucky I am in my life. And that simple shift of mindset helps me become more able to look for solutions rather than just dwelling on all of my issues and problems. Proactivity. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. Barack Obama. Victim mentality is a trap that's all too easy to find oneself in. To feel like the whole world is against you, that bad things always happen to you. But as we've already established, life is not fair, and life doesn't care about how you feel. Life does, however, find a way of responding to positive action. I've used a lot of quotes in this video, and to some extent I apologize for that. I know for a lot of you it can be jarring to hear sound bites from people who appear to have their shit together. For me, I find them a great way to reset my mind, to humble me a little bit and remind me of what's truly important in life. When you find yourself trapped, my best advice is to just get up and do something. Move your body, engage with your mind, find a way of getting out of your head and back in touch with your body. Start cleaning your house, take a quick shower, go for a run. The hardest part with anything is getting started. So what we want to do first is just build some momentum. Get ourselves doing things, get ourselves ticking things off so that we can then move that into a situation where we're becoming truly productive or where we're truly starting to heal from whatever it is that's hurting us. I'll leave you with one final quote, and feel free to replace the first word with whatever resonates with you. And please, take care of yourself. God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. Always do what you are afraid to do. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.